gone way, way, way too far. The administration has.
If anything doesn't change with Governor Walz, I don't anticipate that the streets will get any safer.
I'm a nurse at HCMC, so I'm really tired of watching my patients be scared.
We're doing the right thing. We're going to keep with it, and if they can protest all they want.
Back up.
We're just going to double down and enforce the law.
Let me say once again to Donald Trump and Kristi Noem, end this occupation. You've done enough.
Those are just some of the voices we've heard over the last week as the federal crackdown surges on in Minnesota. The feds doubling down as some local leaders and community members call for ICE to leave town. Thanks for joining us. The governor's office says he's having an ongoing conversation with the White House.
We also have new details on the shooting of Renee Good. That is in just 2 minutes. But first, public safety officials say they have a plan in place for protests that are expected this weekend. Connor White just heard from officials in St. Paul, and he joins us now. Hi there, Connor.
Good evening. Yes, state officials with the Public Safety Bureau for Minnesota say that they are prepared for different kinds of protests than we've seen over the past few weeks. There is one protest plan that could end up going towards the Cedar Riverside neighborhood in Minneapolis, and there's also a counter protest there. So they said that they're keeping an eye on how that could all develop. As for the National Guard, the status of their deployment hasn't changed since the last time we heard from Governor Walz, but we do understand they are staging. And what that actually means is that guardsmen that might be living far outside the Twin Cities metro area, they've been brought in closer to Minneapolis so they're able to prepare quicker if they're needed.
I don't know if you'll see National Guard in the neighborhoods or not. I guess it's going to depend on what the needs are. I will tell you that our soldiers have gone through a bunch of training, and they are ready, and they will be there if needed.
Now, of course, last Saturday, in response to the ICE fatal shooting of Renee Good, we saw tens of thousands of people gather and then march in South Minneapolis. Law enforcement and certainly the National Guard were not really needed there, no presence on the streets, though we don't know at the moment, according to public safety officials, the kinds of numbers that are expected downtown tomorrow.
All right, Connor, thank you. Snowy scene today as the top Border Patrol official met up with ICE agents at the Whipple Federal Building at Fort Snelling. For more than a week now, protesters have also been showing up there. At times, the situation has grown contentious between ICE and the crowd. John Lortson was there today to talk with protesters.
The energy has been very much in support of our neighbors and in support of our communities.
On Friday morning, Danielle was part of a growing group of protesters, many of which held signs, blew whistles, and yelled at federal agents leaving and arriving at the Whipple building.
I'm a veteran, and I don't appreciate our constitutional rights being infringed upon by these domestic terrorists.
I'm a nurse at HCMC, so I'm really tired of watching my patients be scared.
The crowd mostly stuck to the sidewalk, which is a contrast from Thursday night, when protesters crept into the street to try and block traffic. At one point, someone threw a frozen water bottle at a vehicle, prompting federal agents to stop and confront the crowd. Later, it appeared that at least one person was taken into custody. But in the light of day, there were fewer confrontations. Many people have been showing up for more than a week. For some, though, it's their first time being here. CJ Renner says he showed up with the hope of talking with a federal agent.
Let's talk in good faith like reasonable people and see if we can de-escalate a little bit.
Like others here, Renner believes the situation has gone too far, and he's hoping for a safe end to the immigration crackdown.
Getting dangerous, illegal immigrants off the street, clearly there are way better ways to do it that we've been doing in the past. And so, be honest about what you're doing, and we'll support you.
In Minneapolis, John Lortson, WCCO News.
Documents obtained by WCCO reveal new details about the day the ICE officer shot and killed Renee Good. They show more about her injuries and the effort to save her.
Senior investigative reporter Jennifer Merrily has been going through them. She joins us now. So, Jen, what have you learned?
Well, according to reports from first responders, Renee Good was shot at least 3 times. The Minneapolis Fire Report says life-saving measures went on for nearly an hour from the scene to the hospital. We have transcripts of several 911 calls, including one that told dispatch ICE shot her because she wouldn't open her car door. Now, we know police took at least 4 witness reports, but they are heavily redacted, so we can't read what they said. We know one of those, though, is from someone who looked out his window to see the whole situation unfold. The report says MPD responded and assisted with the crime scene.
So when we talk about this Minneapolis fire report, it talks about how they responded.
That's exactly right. So it shows crews were on scene at 33rd and Portland minutes after being dispatched. About 4 minutes after that first 911 call is when they arrived. The report says they took Renee Good out of the vehicle to assess her condition. They found her unresponsive and not breathing with an irregular pulse activity. But the report says they found that she was shot at least 3 times in the chest, the left arm, possibly on the left side of her head. Now, the report goes on to detail the life-saving measures taken on the scene, on the way to Hennepin Healthcare, inside the hospital, and going on for nearly an hour before stopping those measures. And we will share more details from that report ahead today at 5.
All right. We'll
Jen,
see you
we
then.
appreciate it.
Thank you. Investigators say they arrested a gang member accused of stealing from the FBI. Federal prosecutors say Raul Gutierrez stole an FBI agent's rifle from an unmarked law enforcement car this week. But that's not all that was missing. That part of the story and how investigators caught up with the suspect is coming up all new at 6.